Hello. Hello, hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much for gifting memberships. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's been about, 2 weeks? I want to welcome my lovely chat. You guys are lovely. Thank you so much for being here. Today was one of those days where I knew that I had promised that I was going to go live. And as the day wore on, hi Tizzy, as the day wore on, I thought, yeah, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it again. I'm going to have to break another promise. And then a little while ago, I rallied because it's usually around this time of the day that I start to get really, really, really tired. So I spent most of the afternoon napping, and I thought that I would give you guys a quick catch-up. I don't know how long I'm going to be here today. Just long enough. Just long enough to pop in, say hello. And I do want to apologize to my friends who have reached out to me and wanted to chat with me. But I'm really too tired to talk on the phone. I'm too tired to do pretty much anything. So I thought, okay, I'll come on here and I will apologize to my buddies. I'm sorry that I have been out of pocket, out of touch. I'm sorry that I don't even respond to text messages or DMs or anything. But I've been going through it. You know, I've been going through it. So I wanted to start off by thanking one lovely subscriber who sent me this lovely care package. Absolutely lovely care package. She sent me a wicked fleece blanket, a bunch of wicked ankle socks, a copy of the movie Cat's Eye, the Stephen King movie, and a huge box of microwave popcorn, which the family has been enjoying. So thank you so much. That was so kind, so generous of you. And I do appreciate it. So thank you. You know me too well. Thanks. Seriously, it was so kind. Such a lovely surprise. So I thought I would give you guys a brief update. So last week I got the drains taken out, which was a huge relief because if you've ever had a surgery that requires drains, you'll know that drains are awful. Now, luckily, my drains were in my thigh. They were in my hip, actually. When you have drains in the abdomen, that's a whole different kettle of fish. Very uncomfortable, and when they pull them out, it's a horrible feeling. But this doctor, yanked the drains out. I didn't feel a thing. And so I don't have to worry about the drains anymore, thank God. Next month, I go in for a consultation with the chemo doctor. And I got lucky because I talked to my oncologist's office and I said if it would at all be possible for me to get chemotherapy closer to where I live, that would be enormously helpful. Because the thought of making like a 2.5, 3 hour round trip every time I have to get an infusion is very unappealing. Riding in the car for that length of time when you're not well and you're tired and grumpy and, sick and all that, it sucks. I mean, in DC, I used to take the metro to and from chemo, but I could have taken an Uber also and been home in 20 minutes. So I thought I would say, first of all, going through cancer at the age of 60 is not the same as going through cancer at the age of 48. This is something that I've discovered. This is a lesson I've learned. And I am dealing with some... Hi, No Name. Good to see you, love. Good to see everybody, actually. Raven, Anna, Crochetter, Vultures, Cheryl, Cece, all of you. It is so good to see you. Going through cancer at 60 is no picnic. It's not a walk in the park. And so I think that I was a little overly optimistic about how well, hi Astro, how well I would hold up this time around based on my last treatment. Well, during my last treatment, I was 48 years old. I was in pretty good health. And I was still working, which I think makes a huge difference because at least I had somewhere to go 5 days a week and I had a way to distract myself. Even if I didn't work all day, I could still get up, clean up, walk to work, work for a couple of hours, come home, take a little nap. And hi, Lori. Hi, Dove Kitty. It's good to see you. And this time around, it's very different because I am much, much weaker. I have now lost a total of 51 pounds because my digestive system is completely, how can I put it? It's been destroyed, absolutely destroyed. I was hoping that removing the tumor would get rid of the terrible digestive problems that I had been having up until my surgery, but so far it hasn't worked out that way. I've seen a slight improvement, and what scares me is if I keep going like this, I could weigh in at under 100 pounds by the end of the month, and that is not something that I need, considering that I'm going to need as much of my strength as possible to withstand chemo treatment. But yeah, I'm very concerned. And I was thinking of popping on camera today, but then I thought, nah. I don't need the A-logs turning my my emaciation into a meme. I did make your soup recipe, Anna, and I ate every bit of it. Thank you very much for the suggestion. The addition of the carrots was a great idea. It added a sweetness to the soup that I really appreciate a lot. Am I able to drink the protein drinks? No. What I'm going to have to do is, yesterday I bought frozen strawberries, bananas, and mangoes, and I'm going to make smoothies out of them. And I'm going to add protein powder of some sort. No, Cheryl. No, and it's actually driving me crazy because I have begged my oncologist for help, but my oncologist is not a gastroenterologist. So the best that I can do is just ignore the bloating and ignore the pain and ignore the nausea and just choke down whatever I can. So I've been eating quite a bit of yogurt, which is better than nothing. And early this morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. I was fully awake because I felt a sensation that I have not felt in months, and that is hunger. So I went to the kitchen and I got some crackers and some cheese, and I ate the crackers and the cheese, and I felt better. I felt reassured that at least I am capable of feeling hunger, because one of the problems I've been having is that I'm just not hungry. And so I have to choke food down. I have to force myself to eat, which is icky. But you have to do what you have to do. So I am not pessimistic about my prognosis. at all, because my oncologist isn't. My oncologist is very positive and very upbeat about my prognosis. But what I am dragging over, what I am concerned about is my appetite. I'm very, very concerned about my appetite. And I absolutely fucking hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up everybody's ass and say, oh yeah, I'm doing great and I'm one of these like upbeat, cheerful cancer patients. I'm not upbeat and cheerful at all. I'm actually very depressed, very weak. And so I have been compensating by watching restaurant review channels. And I have two recommendations. One is called Gary Eats, and the other one is called Greeno, Greeno. And they're two regular British guys, and they go to restaurants, high end and low end. They go everywhere from, Gordon Ramsay restaurants to Chinese buffets. And they're British, so they go up and down Britain and they find different restaurants. And I've really enjoyed watching that. Thank you, No Name. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you. You're very kind. That's very, very kind. And yesterday I watched this amazing video by Gary Eats. He ate at Smith & Wollensky. And Smith & Wollensky has a dish called the Swinging Tomahawk. You heard that right. It's a giant, like Flintstones type cut of beef. It's Wagyu beef with a giant bone. And they prepare it tableside. And they slice it up. And I swear to God, I was salivating watching this. I haven't eaten at Smith & Wollensky in years. And I don't think that they featured that dish when I ate there. But it's a huge cut of beef. I mean, it really is like the Flintstones, and it's really meant to be divided among several people. But it was prepared perfectly. The meat was gorgeous. It's frustrating. This is like food porn. So if you go to Gary Eats' channel and you look up the Smith & Wollensky video, you will see the Swinging Tomahawk, and you too will drool, unless, of course, you're a vegetarian. So I had some random thoughts about random things. First thing is, am I surprised by the Diddy verdict? No, I'm not. I told you guys a while ago that it is very, very hard to convict celebrities of serious crimes. And so the fact that he got convicted of anything at all is nothing short of a miracle. So that's my thoughts on, those are my thoughts on the Diddy verdict. Then there's the Jeffrey Epstein thing, which I swear to God has made me laugh so much. I love the fact that so much was made of this, and there were so many promises made that more information was going to be released. And now there's an insistence that there is no client list. And really, why are you people all hysterical? The guy's been dead for years, and what is your problem? I find that hilarious. The bait and switch, it's the bait and switch for me. I know, the gaslighting, right, Gata? It's the gaslighting. And I also have some general thoughts about the general state of what passes for a community. I see some people have been having a really hard time letting go of the enemy of my enemy mentality, and have been getting burned rotten as a result. And all that I have to say to everybody, with all your petty, ridiculous first world problem squabbles, and the way you guys are going at each other, and the way that you're all turning on each other, and the nonsense that you are featuring on your streams, is what a waste of time. What a waste of time. I can't watch those streams. I don't find them funny. I don't find them entertaining. I find them disgusting. And a lot of you don't realize how lucky you are and how insignificant your disagreements are and how ridiculous and jealousy-based a lot of your squabbles and arguments are. And quite frankly, if a bunch of you are going to get burned rotten by mentally ill, mentally unstable people that you were warned about, what, a year ago or more, then my sympathy level for you is 0. And I want nothing to do with it. Nothing. I don't want to engage with any of you. I don't want any of you reaching out to me. And I find you all pathetic and embarrassing. So that's point number 1. Yeah, no name, I get it. Well, I definitely don't. I have a history with a lot of those people. And I find their hypocrisy and their nonsense to be cringe. And their surprised Pikachu faces at getting what they dish out, thrown back in their faces. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I've got bigger fish to fry. And it's funny because I have been trying to get into some of the... Hi, Linda. I've been trying to get into some of the TikTok dramas that people like Amy Robinson and Marky covered. I can't do it. I can't. I don't care about cakes. And the TikTok dramas are so petty and so stupid that, I don't know. Again, when you are going through something really serious, listening to that bullshit, it's not even distracting. Like, you cross the Rubicon and you get out on the other side and it's like, wow. Really? Okay. I watched a fantastic Netflix documentary called Con Mum. Now, this has to be seen to be believed. It has to be seen to be believed. It's about a guy who was abandoned by his mother at birth. And lo and behold, she pops up years and years and years later. And I don't think I'm giving anything away. It's in the title of the documentary. The woman is a massive con artist. A massive con artist, like a professional grifter. And it is absolutely incredible. Hey, Zarfax. Thank you, Zarfax. I appreciate you. Oh, you watched that, Claire? Wasn't it amazing? Wasn't it amazing? The woman was running multiple, I guess that you could call them Ponzi schemes. And she ripped off her own son and his friends. It's unbelievable. And it's not long. So, by all means, tune in, give it a watch. And thank you, Zarfax. That's very generous and very kind. I appreciate you. So give it a watch. I tried watching The Cult of American Apparel, but I already knew the story, and that CEO is so creepy and disgusting. And I don't get American Apparel. I never did. I never understood the appeal of it. But, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just, you have to care about American Apparel, and I really don't, but give it a try. Give it a try if you're interested. I, too, would love to see a good movie. I have been trying to get my strength up to go and see the new Mission Impossible. The problem is it's a very long movie. Very long. And it's definitely a movie I want to see on the big screen, but I'm just not strong enough. Not strong enough. And that is a sad fact. I also wanted to say to all the people who have decided to wait until now to be especially cruel to me, accuse me of lying about being sick, want to go and, pretend to be experts on my life, or wanting to really, come at me sideways. You don't understand the negative impact you're having on my health. Not that you give a fuck. But you are having a negative impact on my health. And so I try to avoid your content, your Twitter feeds and everything else as much as possible. But all I can say is that people who wait until somebody is down and out and ill and trying to keep it together, for somebody to wait until that moment to come after you, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You always will be. And that's it. Hey, ATX, how are you, my love? So, yeah. Yeah. There you go. Oh, and speaking of the new Superman, hey, Woti, I have a question for you. So you and your little buddies have made hay out of talking about all the streams that I did about Snow White and poking fun at me. I wonder if any of you are going to poke fun at the Red Pill bros who were mad that the new Superman is supposedly so woke and how they've all blown a gasket over the new Superman? Or is that criticism just reserved for me? Is that something that only I deserve to get? Because I actually did a little overview of how Disney is flailing. Disney in general is flailing. And how Snow White was just the latest example in a sea of flops and failures for Disney, and how it is incomprehensible that it's gotten this bad at Disney. But no, when a bunch of men get together and decide that they're going to object to Superman going woke, then that's off limits, I guess. Right? Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, so Raven says it wasn't woke. Okay, well, the movie bros disagree with you. And I have sort of superficially followed that story. I really couldn't give a damn, to be honest. I'm not a superhero movie person, so I don't care one way or another. I just think that the hysteria over it is hysterical. It's very, very funny. So I'm glad that, you guys who saw it loved it. I'm really glad to hear it. I'm glad you were entertained. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And there's that. So I'm now in the process of preparing to see my my oncologist at the end of the month. As I said, I'm going to see the chemo doc next month, and I will figure out when chemo starts, when I am going to shave my head. I've got a whole bunch of lovely scarves and head wraps and beanies and turbans and everything else. So my head covering is taken care of. I'm just too tired to get fitted for a wig. I'm not about that life. And I'm not going to slap some Party City shit on my head and walk around looking like that. It's not going to happen. So I'm ready. I'm ready. I think that what they didn't like, Cheryl, was the whole immigrant storyline, I guess. That's what I hear. But anyway. So, I would love to have some more recommendations for you guys, but seriously, I've been watching Kitchen Nightmares. I've been watching 24 Hours to Hell and Back, which is another Gordon Ramsay show that I'd never heard of. And it's Kitchen Nightmares, but they do the restaurant remodel and the new menu in 24 hours. And now he's got a new one that is called, what is it called, Crochetter? Hey, Annie. I'm so sorry to hear that, Annie. I'll be thinking of you. I will be thinking of you, and good luck to you. Good luck to you. There's a new one. Crochetter, what is the new Gordon Ramsay show called? He drives around in this giant van that is like a fucking FBI surveillance van. And he plants cameras in the restaurant. And then you find out, Secret Service, that's what it's called. Thank you, Crochetter. And then at the end, you find out who the snitch is in the restaurant. And I was very amused to see that the first episode was in D.C., and it was in a restaurant called Parthenon, which is a Greek restaurant that's been around since the year 1. Don't think that I didn't consider that. Don't think it didn't cross my mind. I may very well do that. And it's funny because the whole premise of the show is hilarious. But it's all basically Kitchen Nightmares done over and over and over again. But I love Gordon Ramsay, so what difference does it make? I'll watch it. Why the hell not? All right, you guys, I am now officially tired. I've made it to 31 minutes, which is shocking. I'm going to go lay down on the couch and drink some more water. Hi, Jen. Hi, my love. I'm really glad to see everybody in chat. Like I said at the beginning, you guys are a lovely community. We may be a small community, but you're a very kind community. You're good people. I can't help it if shitty people watch me. But I am very proud to have accumulated such a lovely, kind, compassionate community. Thank you, my loves. And I will see you guys the next time. Thanks, everybody. Oh,